There are multiple futures ahead of us, and in truth, no one quite knows what's going to happen. I mean, we are in the middle of an enormous revolution in the way consumers experience everything from entertainment to content to education. Marketeers are trying to figure out how to exploit the change, or at least how to use the change to their benefit. Now, as far as the event business is concerned, I really do believe that we've got two strong futures ahead of us, and one is for smaller agencies, and I'm not talking about the Wizcrafts and the Percepts and possibly the 70EMGs, but for the small emerging new agencies, the future of the event business will have to specialize, because competition is going to hot up over the next 3 to 5 years, and clients will go to companies, or they'll go to aggregator companies, if you like, which could be a Wizcraft or it could be a 70, that can put them in touch with the best-in-class creative content makers or storytellers, if you like, whether it's digital, events, whatever it is. Now, who those aggregators are going to be, I'm not quite sure, because I'm not sure if the advertising agencies, that they're trying desperately hard to become those aggregators, I'm not sure how well they're structured to be able to do that, how nimble they are. So that's one answer, and then the second future for the industry is clearly live entertainment and servicing the Indian consumer, and that's not brand dependent. That's dependent on what the consumer wants in terms of what they want to experience. Now, that could be a comedy show on an island off Goa, or it could be the world's largest motorbike festival. You don't know until you do it. But in those areas, event agencies they'll be the stars, if you like, I hope, because they're the companies with hopefully the vision and the ability to actually execute these ideas, and brands will come running after them. There's not an awful lot of money around, and it comes back. Well, there's not an awful lot of money around at the moment, so the scale of deal making has slowed down hugely since 2007, 2008. That's one. Secondly, it's about specialization. Now, if you're going to buy a company, you have to be very clear. If you're an ad agency, or if you're a media aggregator, or if you're a marketing aggregator, you have to be very clear about what that company does. Now, are you very clear about what you want that company to do? Are you buying a company in order to purely hit school contact programs for 5-6 different clients, or are you buying into a company that you think can produce ground experiential events for consumers across India? It's clarity that's lacking from the buyer side. The event agencies, we're developing our own models of how we hit this market, if you like. At this stage, it may well be that those models aren't particularly attractive, but that's not to say that they're not going to work in the future. And like I said, it will go back to smaller and more specialised and better little agencies that get bought out. I mean, it makes absolute sense. The most important and actionable, I think, is one: start investing in your own ideas. Start becoming a player that hits consumers yourself. Stop seeing yourself as the poodle of brands, and start seeing yourself as entertainment promoters. Okay, that's the first and single most important thing. If you manage that, clients will come to you. Secondly, start learning to say no to pitches that you shouldn't be going for, to clients that want you to do the impossible with very little money. Three, which leads on from that, is get respect for yourself and for the agency you're working in. 4, start talking to brands. I mean, it's terribly important. Start talking to clients. If you're in that business, if you're determined to be in the business of brand marketing through events and activations, then try and get dialogues going with the brand guys, and figure out what they want, and figure out whether you're suitable and capable of doing it, so that it really is a proper two-way process. And fifthly, create, tabulate, and promote ROI from whatever you do. Make sure that not only the client knows the effectiveness of what you're doing, make sure you know the effectiveness of what you're doing.